The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Okay, so picture this. You're daydreaming about a Benin beach vacation. Yeah.
Sun, sand.
Exactly. But you want to go deeper than the usual tourist traps, right?
Right.
Well, get this. Our deep dive research this week took us on a wild ride, let me tell you. Turns out Benin is way more than just beaches.
It's true, often overlooked, and I think that's what makes it so fascinating for someone who really wants to travel off the beaten path.
Okay, so we're talking Benin, the cradle of voodoo, ancient kingdoms, the whole shebang.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there.
One article even mentioned wildlife reserves. I mean, talk about a history you can practically reach out and touch, right?
Absolutely.
But speaking of beaches, and I know that's what our listeners are really looking for on this trip, our research threw us a bit of a curveball on this one.
Yeah, it did.
We're a little light on those sandy details this time around.
A bit of a dead end on the beachfront, actually.
I know. It's so funny how that happens sometimes, you know? Like the one specific thing that the listener is looking for.
Yep.
We totally strike out on.
But that being said, I think that kind of led us down a much more intriguing path, really, especially for a traveler like you know, who's looking for something beyond the typical resort vacation.
That's what I'm talking about, leaning into the unexpected. So instead of just another beach trip, what if this trip became like an exploration of Benin's cultural heart, with those hidden beaches as like your reward at the end?
Ooh, I love that idea.
Right.
I love that. It plays to Benin's strengths so perfectly. Imagine this. You're spending your days exploring ancient cities, vibrant markets, soaking it all in, and then your evenings, you're relaxing on these secluded beaches that are like whispered about by locals. Nobody else knows about these places.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Can you give us a taste of what like those cultural adventures might look like? Like what are we talking about here? Paint us a picture.
Absolutely. Let's start with Voodoo.
Okay.
Or Voodoo, as it's traditionally known. Voodoo. And, we're not talking about sticking pins in voodoo dolls like some movies portray.
Right, that's the cliche.
It's not about that at all. It's a rich spiritual tradition that's deeply woven into the fabric of Benin. It's incredible.
Wow.
Imagine witnessing a Zangbeto ceremony. Zangbeto, yeah. Where these guardians of the night, they're adorned in these colorful straw costumes, and they patrol the villages.
Really?
And they embody the spirits of the forest and the ancestors. It's incredible.
See, this is the kind of stuff you just don't get in your average travel brochure.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you've got this incredible history in Benin. We're talking powerful kingdoms like Dahomey.
Dahomey?
You can visit the royal palaces of Abomey.
Oh, wow.
A UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Okay.
And you're walking through like the former residences of the Dahomey kings, I mean.
Oh.
It's like stepping back in time.
Okay. You've officially blown my mind. But let's be real for a second. How does one even begin to find those hidden beaches we were talking about before with, not a lot of info to go off of?
That's where the real magic happens, honestly.
Okay.
Embracing the unexpected.
Yeah.
And tapping into local knowledge.
Yeah.
Imagine, you arrive in Benin, but you don't have a rigid itinerary.
Right.
You've got an open mind.
Right.
You're chatting with locals, asking for their favorite hidden spots, maybe over some coffee.
Right.
Or, some local cuisine. And that's how you discover those secluded beaches, those little stretches of paradise.
Right.
Because nobody knows those places like the locals.
Yeah. So we're talking about those pristine stretches of sand, maybe with a local legend or two attached.
Oh, absolutely.
All because we were brave enough to go off script.
Precisely. And that, my friend, is the beauty of a place like Benin. It invites you to embrace the unknown, to connect with its history, its people. And in doing so, you discover something truly special.
For someone who, at the beginning of this, all they wanted was a beach vacation, I feel like we stumbled upon something so much richer.
Deeper.
Yeah, exactly.
And, when you're finally there, relaxing on that secluded beach.
Yeah.
That you only found because you were open to Benin's magic, I guarantee you, it will feel even sweeter knowing that you experienced the real Benin.
Right.
Hidden beaches and all.
Hidden beaches and all. I love it.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.